Let us talk about the homework questions first. The very first in that is ninth one. A machine is purchased for rupees 2 lakh with an estimated useful life of 10 years and the residual value of 20,000. The machine is expected to produce 1.5 lakh units during its lifetime. Expected distribution pattern of the production is as follows. Determine the value of depreciation each year under the production units method. It's a very plain vanilla simple question. You have to simply do what? 1,80,000 divided by 1,50,000 into 20,000 for year 1, 2, 3, into 15,000 for year 2, year 4, 5, 6, 7, and into 10,000 for year 8, 9, 10. That's how you'll be calculating the depreciation. Yes or no? 1,80,000 divided by 1,50,000 into 20,000, 15,000, and 10,000 respectively. Correct? Hai? Next, a mine is taken on. ये भी था ना? 10, 12 था. A mine is taken on lease for a period of 5 years by paying up the lump sum amount of 25 lakh during the lease period. The expected output is 2 lakh kgs. Actual output for the period is as follows. If you check out the actual output in this case, that is 34 plus 36, 70,000. Calculator. 70, 130, 173, 2 and 2,18,000. So there is an excess production. 18,000 से एक्सेस प्रोडक्शन है. ईयर 1, 2, 3, 4 का डिप्रिसिएशन आपका स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड जितना एक्चुअल प्रोडक्शन है उसके लिए आएगा. करेक्ट. ईयर 1 इट विल बी 25 लाख डिवाइड बाय 2 lakh into 34,000 for year 1. The depreciation comes to 4,25,000. Year 2, the amount of depreciation comes to 4,50,000. Year 3, the amount of depreciation comes to 7,37,500. Year 4, the amount of depreciation comes to 5,37,500. But for year 5, it will be 46,000 minus 18,000, that is multiplied by 28,000, that is 3,50,000. Why will that be restricted to 3,50,000? Because your actual production is more than the estimated output. In that case, the depreciation for the last year will be restricted only to the extent of the undepreciated amount or the balance depreciable amount. Is that one right? हाँ ना? आज लास्ट लेक्चर है, आधी जनता ही गायब है. तुमको पता था आज का लेक्चर अटेंड नहीं भी किया तो भी चल जाएगा, ऐसा उनको लग रहा है, पता नहीं. Then question number 13 was homework. 13 was absolute panchat. In this case, the amount of depreciation, sum of digits for 10 years, 10 into 10 plus 1 divided by 2, 10 plus 1, that is 11 divided by 2 into 10. So the sum of digits come to 55. Sakshi, in the previous question, last point I said what? That total amount of depreciation cannot be more than the total depreciable value. And as it cannot be more than the total depreciable value, therefore, you will restrict the amount of last year's depreciation to the extent of the actual production less excess production. आपका estimated production था 2 lakh units का, actual total production हो रहा है 2,18,000 का, means 18,000 extra units are there or not? So 46,000 minus 18,000. So depreciation will be calculated with reference to 2,80,000, sorry, 28,000 units only or not? So how will I calculate the depreciation? 28,000 into 12.5. 12.5 कहाँ से आया? Depreciation per unit. So that comes to 3,50,000. Did you get it now, Sakshi? The next one. Sum of digits method. In the first case, the sum of digits is 55. 28,000 किधर से आया? Yash. What is the actual production for the last year? So if scrap value is not given, the scrap value becomes 0, na? हाँ, तो यश तुम्हारा एस्टिमेटेड टोटल प्रोडक्शन कितना था? $250,000 कहां से लाया भाई? यश, फ्रॉम वेयर डिड यू गेट दिस 250,000? अरे भाई 2500,000, 25 lakh is the cost of the asset, not the actual output, estimated output. क्वेश्चन पढ़ा क्या तूने ठीक से? इसको कोई टपली मारो रे, कहां से आ जाते हैं ऐसे लोग? दूं क्या चमाट तेरे को अभी इसमें लैपटॉप में घुस के? कितना गंदा माती खाया तू? अभी समझा क्या? हाँ, जाऊं आगे मैं? ऐसे कैसे हंसो? हर टाइम पे हंसो नहीं कर सकता हूं मैं। इतना गंदा गंदा तुम बातें खाएंगे तो कैसे चलेगा? यस, क्वेश्चन नंबर 13. In the first case, sum of digits is 55. In the second case, sum of digits is 36. In the third case, the sum of digits is 210. And in the last case, the sum of digits is 120. Yes, RV is the residual value. So in the first case, the depreciation for second year, 1,60,000 minus 8,000 divided by 55 into 2. That comes to 5527. नहीं, गलत है. 1,60,000 minus 5% divided by 55 into remaining useful life plus 1, that is multiplied by 9. So first year's depreciation comes to 24,872. Second year's depreciation, in fact. Sixth year means remaining useful life is 4 plus 1. So multiplied by 5. That comes to 13,818. वाह स्नेहा, वाह, क्या फटाफट करेक्ट आंसर दे रही तू. And for ninth year, the amount of depreciation comes to 5527. Is it right? Yes, the next one, 4,80,000 divided by 36 into first wala third year ka depreciation. Remaining useful life plus 1. Remaining useful life is 5 plus 1, that is 6 multiplied by 6. So that comes to 80,000. Next one, it will be remaining useful life is 3 into 1 plus 1, that is 4, that is 53,333. The last case, that is multiplied by 1, that comes to 13,333.333333333333 तुम्हारे घर तक. Is it right? Yes, the next one, 6,50,000 minus 2% divide by sum of digits 210 into remaining useful life plus 1, that is 20, 60,667. 60667. Second का sum of digit 36 आएगा ना क्षितिजा. For 14th year, the remaining useful life is 6 plus 1. So multiplied by 7, that comes to 21,233. For 16th year, remaining useful life is 4 plus 1, 5. So the amount of depreciation comes to 15,167. ये जो लोगों ने होमवर्क किया रहेगा उन्हीं को सब चीजें पल्ले पड़ रही हैं, बाकी सारे तो बेचारे भूबू करते हुए बैठे हैं. How many of you have done the homework? Can you raise the hands for me? All 5 questions, huh? आधा भी क्वेश्चन पेंडिंग रहेगा तो भी तुम लोग लीग से बाहर हो. Only 75 people are there who have solved the homework. क्या पढ़ाऊं मैं तुम लोगों को, मुझे समझ नहीं आता है. यश, थोड़ा सा सेंसिटिविटी दिखाना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. When 60% of the class is not ready to solve the homework, why should I take this topic? मैं तो तुमको रेडीमेड आंसर देता हूँ ना. फिर तुम रेडीमेड आंसर से क्रॉस वेरीफाई कर लेना. That's more better option ना. बात हो गई यार, मतलब तुमको कैसे समझाऊं, मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है. क्या होएगा आगे तुम्हारा, भगवान ही रखा है तुम्हारा. Yes, the next one. 9 lakh minus 4% divide by, what is the sum of digit for that? 120 into remaining useful life plus 1. So 11 plus 1, that is 12. बराबर है ना. Depreciation for 4th year comes to 86,400. For 7th year, that is 8 plus 1, that is multiplied by 8, multiplied by 9, I'm sorry. That comes to 64,800. And for the last case, multiplied by 5, that comes to 36,000. You get that? 14th question. X Limited purchased machinery for rupees 1 lakh and incurred 7,000 towards freight and insurance, 1,000 towards carriage, and 2,000 towards the installation charges. Sorry. It is established that the machinery will have the scrap value of 10,000 at the end of its useful life of which is 4 years. On 1st April 2014, 2,000 were incurred on repairs and renewals of machine. Repairs and renewal is not the cost of the asset, that will not be considered at all. Correct? Determine the amount of depreciation, rate of depreciation, show the machinery account for the 4 financial years ending on 31st March year according to sum of digit method. Now, under the sum of digit method, you cannot have the rate of depreciation. The maximum that you can calculate is the depreciation per digit, but that's useless item. So in this case, 1,10,000 minus 10,000 up on 10 into 4. First year's depreciation comes to 40,000. Second year's depreciation 30,000. Third year depreciation 20,000, and last year's depreciation comes to 10,000. You get that? You need not prepare you need not consider the repair cost of 2,000, because the repair cost of 2,000 is nothing but the kind of revenue expense. Shall I go ahead? No, 43.76 कहां से आएगा बेटा? 43.76 comes as per the reducing balance method. We are not talking about reducing balance method. Good path. On 1st January 2011, X Limited purchased a machinery for rupees 12 lakh. 15th question I'm talking about. On July 1st, 2013, a part of the machinery purchased on January 1st, 2011 for rupees 80,000 was sold for 45,000, and the new machinery at a cost of rupees 1,58,000 was purchased and installed on the same date. Of course, freight and insurance is the part of cost only or not, Sanika? expenses to make the asset ready to use is the capital expenditure or not? Do you remember that? Are Shravani, in that case, we have calculated the depreciation per year from year 1, 2, 3. For year 4, 5, 6, 7. For year 8, 9, 10. That's how we have done the calculation. We have not done it on totality basis. Insurance is a measure of safety, then to capital. Yes, of course, because measure of safety during the transit of the asset or not. अरे ट्रांजिट में अगर तुम्हारा असेट खराब हो गया रंजीत उस समय पे तुम क्या करोगे? रंजीत समझा क्या? हाँ. The company has adopted the method of 10% per annum depreciation on diminishing balance method of machinery. नहीं, for further life क्या होता है? In this case, in the question number 15, if I talk about 15th on page number, what it is? 8.5. If I am preparing a machinery account as if no provision for depreciation account is prepared, shall I have the columns as what? Date, particulars and amount? Yes or no? अरे क्यों नहीं आया भाई? मैं हूं तुम्हारे सामने. मैंने पूरा अकाउंट बना लिया यार. Wait, let me stop share and reshare. स्क्रीन क्यों फ्रीज हो रहा है वापस? मैं इसकी वजह से जगह चेंज किया आज लेक्चर लेने का. पहले दोपहर के लेक्चर में मुझे दिक्कत हुई तो इसलिए जगह चेंज किया मैंने. आज सुनाई तो दे रहा है या नहीं? हाँ. So if this is my machinery account, दिखा तुमको? Machinery account. Is it coming in front of you? So very first, when we have purchased the machine for rupees 12 lakh on 1st of January 2011, we'll pass the entries what? 1st Jan 11 to बैंक. कितने में खरीदा? 12 लाख रुपए. Yes or no? Then they have not mentioned anything about it, so we have to presume that they are following reducing balance method and they are following the calendar year and not the financial year. Because if you assume financial year, then your whole answer will change. If you look at the information, which has been provided to you, कहाँ हो गए? है ना तुम लोग? Yeah, diminishing balance is reducing balance method. Huh. So if you are following the reducing balance and you are following the calendar year, then next thing that they have given is on 1st July 2013 a part of the machine is sold. So इसके पहले की बेचे हम लोग को पहला depreciation charge करना पड़ेगा, which is at 10% per annum or not. How many of you have assumed financial year? Can you raise hands? As there is no information given with reference to that, and on top of that, they have given the date of purchase as 1st January, so it's better, it's more realistic to assume calendar year and not the financial year. Because all the references are given with reference to the calendar year only. Am I right? So I'll have what? On 31st December 2011 by depreciation as how much? 1,20,000, because 10% is the rate of depreciation. Yeah, if there would have been some other date, I would have followed financial year and not the calendar year. By balance carried down rupees 10,80,000. Correct or not? Where is it given? If it is mentioned in the question, accordingly you have to deal with that. Yeah, generally accounting is done as per the financial year only, but here the reference is with reference to the calendar year, and that's why we are following the calendar year. Then on 1st of January 2012, to balance carried down as how much? 10,80,000. Now, even for 2012, the depreciation will be charged with the full amount or not, full year or not. I'll do one thing. I'll solve it as per the calendar year first, and then I'll show you how to do the calculation with reference to the financial year as well. Will that be fine? तुमको सिर्फ पैसे वसूल नहीं करने हैं, तुमको बोनस भी वसूल करना है. That's the point. मास्टर की पूरी जान लोगे. 31st December 2012 by depreciation as 1,08,000. See, examination point of view, you should write a simple note on this. As no information is given with reference to the year that has been followed, so we have presumed financial year or the calendar year. Either which way your answer will be considered correct. By balance carried down, that comes to 9,72,000. Is it right? Next one, on 1st of Jan 2013, to balance brought down comes to 9,72,000, and they have sold the asset on 1st of July 2013. Yes, whether you follow financial year or calendar year, you write the note and you get the marks. So 1st July 2013. I'm going to first charge the depreciation with reference to that asset or not? And then and only then I can calculate the profit or loss on sale of that asset. So, working note, depreciation and book value of asset sold. Book value on 1/1/13 will be equal to what? 80,000 minus 10% minus 10%. Yes or no? Yes, part of the asset only, which has been sold. For that purpose, we are calculating the profit. Am I right? So that will be what? 72,000 minus 10%, that is 64,800. Harsh, we have calculated book value as on which date? 1/1/13 and not on the date of sale. Depreciation for on 1st July 2013 will therefore be equal to 64,800 into 10% into 6 upon 12, because we are following calendar year, and that comes to 3240. Am I right? So you have sold it for how much? 45,000. So loss on sale will be equal to 64,800, which was the opening book value, minus 3240, that is the depreciation for current year, less the sale value of 45,000. Are you able to understand this? And therefore, loss on sale comes to 16,560. You get that? So accordingly, I'll pass the entries what? By depreciation. How much? 3240. Why 3240 only? Only for the assets sold by bank. This is for sale value, that is 45,000. And then there is a loss on sale of asset also. We need to do the accounting of that immediately. So by loss on sale of asset, how much is the loss? 16,560. Did you people understand this? Will this account be closed immediately now? Answer is no. Why not? We still need to charge the depreciation on the remaining asset and the new asset purchased during the year or not? So on 1st July 2013, what will the entry be? To bank. कितने में खरीदा? 1,58,000. Correct or not? नया asset, हाँ, 1,58,000. And then now this was my working note 1 then. So my working note 2 will be what? Depreciation at year end. Depreciation at year end. Yes or no? How will I calculate the depreciation? First on opening balance, on assets from opening balance. Similar question we have solved already. इफ यू रिमेंबर, कुछ याद आ रहा है क्या? हाँ, so it will be 9,72,000. That is opening balance of all assets less 64,800. जब तुम मुझे कहा करते थे कि सर ऐसे लिखवा रहे हो क्या, वो वाले दिन याद आ रहे हैं? On this, I'll be charging the depreciation for full year, that is at 10% or not? 972 minus 64,800 गुणिले 10%, that is 90,720. Is it right? And then on new asset that you have purchased during the year, on that, how will I calculate the depreciation? 1,58,000 गुणिले 10% गुणिले 6 भागिले 12. That is at the rate of 5%, that comes to 7,900. So the total value of depreciation comes to 98,720. Yes or no? This 98,720 will be credited to asset account or not? Yeah, na. So on 31st December 2013, by depreciation 98,620. Is it right? And therefore, by balance carried down comes to 9,66,580. Do people understand this? यही अगर हम प्रोविजन फॉर डिप्रिसिएशन मेथड से कर रहे हैं तो असेट अकाउंट विल कंटिन्यूअसली बी शोइंग द वैल्यू ऑफ 12 लाख रुपीस अप टिल 1st of January 2013. Then on 1st July 2013, we'll transfer 80,000 from asset account to disposal account. And at the same time, we will also transfer the accumulated depreciation on that asset from the provision for depreciation account to the disposal account, valuing 80,000 minus 4,800 plus 3,240. That is 18,440 will be transferred to the asset disposal account from the provision for depreciation account. सर बहुत ऊपर से जा रहा है, इसको प्लीज लिख के बताइए, यही आपके मन में चल रहा है जहां तक मुझे समझ आ रहा है. I'll prepare it only for 2013 then. चलेगा? हाँ. So we'll have machinery account. I'm not going to write any dates etc. वो तुमको समझ में आ जाएगा, सिर्फ एसएम सर को मत बताना, ये तो एसएम सर मेरा लैपटॉप का पन्ना फाड़ देंगे, आईपैड का पन्ना. अच्छा, डेट समझ में आ रही तेरे को आर्य? क्या बात है, अच्छी बात है, अच्छी बात है, बंदा तरक्की कर रहा है. अरे यार क्या चल रहा है यहाँ. You'll have machinery account, you'll have machinery provision for depreciation account, you'll have machinery disposal account. Is it right? The very first two balance brought down in machinery account is 12 पेटी. डिप्रिसिएशन अकाउंट नहीं भी बनाया तो भी चलेगा तनिष्का, देयर इज नो प्रॉब्लम. बनाया तो अच्छी बात है, अगर पूछा होगा तो बनाना पड़ेगा. नेसेसरी लेजर अकाउंट पूछा है मतलब डिप्रिसिएशन अकाउंट बनाना पड़ेगा. बट इन बोथ द मेथड्स द डिप्रिसिएशन अकाउंट विल लुक अलाइक. Depreciation account won't change in both the methods, whether you are following provision method or normal method. By balance brought down as 2,28,000. How 2,28,000? First year ka depreciation 1,20,000, second year ka depreciation 1,08,000. So total comes to 2,28,000. Correct hai? Now you will first be charging the depreciation till the date of sale of asset. Therefore, by depreciation, this will be only for the asset sold. That is 3240. Now you need to transfer the cost of asset to the disposal account, accumulated depreciation to disposal account, sale value to disposal account to calculate the loss on sale. How will I do that? Machinery disposal account debit side to machinery account. Rupees, how much? Kita 80,000. And then machinery account credit side by machinery disposal account rupees 80,000. Accumulated depreciation on that asset also need to be transferred. How much accumulated depreciation? To machinery disposal account will be कितना पहले का कितना था 80,000 minus 64,800 that is 15,200 opening balance का प्लस इस 6 महीने का जो depreciation चार्ज किया that is 3240. So total that will be transferred to disposal account will be 18,240. Yes or no? वैभव कर लगा. हाँ 18,440. I'm sorry. हाँ. So by provision for depreciation account will be 18,440. You sold this asset 15,200 कैसे? अरे मृदुला, opening book value of the asset was 64,800. 80,000 minus 64,800 is 15,200 accumulated depreciation at the beginning or not? हाँ, वैसे. Then by bank will be 45,000. Yes or no? And then by loss on sale. How much is the loss on sale? अभी कैलकुलेट किया था हमने थोड़ी देर पहले. 16,560. That will be the balancing figure of this account. Is it right? Then at the end of the year, I'll be required to charge the depreciation. So again, I'll pass the entry by depreciation. How much is this depreciation? We have already calculated it. 98,720. And you had purchased the new asset, तो उसका भी entry करना पड़ेगा. to bank account, that is 1,58,000. So I can close the two accounts now. 98,620 है. Is it right? अनुष्का ने बोला 98,720, मैंने वो लिख दिया. So by balance carried down as 12,78,000 in the asset account, closing balance, and to balance carried down in the provision account is how much? 98,620 plus 3,240 plus 2,28,000 minus 18,440, and that comes to 3,11,420. This will be the balancing figure. Few people get that. So this is how you are supposed to prepare that machinery account. पहले 2 साल में तो कोई ज्यादा दिक्कत वाली बात नहीं है इसमें. हाँ, if you have followed financial year, I'll tell you the closing balances, whether those are correct or not, you cross verify. If you consider this to be a financial year, I'll directly tell you the closing balances. Where we are following for depreciation method, provision for depreciation method, is there any need to prepare depreciation account? If they say prepare necessary, yes, I mentioned this earlier itself, beta. The depreciation account will be identical in both the methods. So if you have followed financial year as a concept, in that case your answer will change. Your closing balances I'll be telling you. As per the normal method, the machinery account closing balance will be कितना है 1 जनवरी 2011, मतलब पहले 3 महीने मतलब 2.5%, फिर 2011-12, फिर 2012-13, करेक्ट, फिर 2013-14, और तुमने असेट खरीदी 2013 में, 1 जुलाई 2013, मतलब 9 महीने, माइनस 7.5%. So as on 31st March 2014, if financial year is followed, then normal method, machinery account closing balance as on 31st March 2014. Why I'm taking 2014? अरे हाँ, तो 1 जुलाई 2013 से लेके 31 मार्च 2014 तक हर 9 महीना होता है कि 3 महीनों तक? खींच के चमाट लगाऊं तेरे को एक में? सारा कैलकुलेशन बिगाड़ दिया तूने मेरा. I'll do it once again. Wait. क्लोजिंग बैलेंस बता रहा हूं मैं. पहला साल 2.5%, दैट इज 2010-11. दूसरा साल 11-12 10%. तीसरा साल 12-13 10%. चौथा साल 13-14 10%, बराबर. एंड देन 1,58,000 पे 7.5%. 942,218 इंडिपेंडेंटली करेक्ट है. हाँ, वेरी गुड. And if you are following provision method, in that case machinery account on 31st March 2014 will have the balance of 12,78,000 and provision account will have on 31st March 2014 the balance of 3,35,782 and loss on sale will be 80,000 minus 2.5% minus 10% minus 10% minus 2010 11 11 12 12 13 13 14 2.5% minus 45,000. So it will be 16,601. The loss on sale of asset 16,600 or 16,601. नहीं, इस केस में वैभव ऐसा नहीं होगा. 1,000 रुपए का डिफरेंस किसी भी एंगल से नहीं आ सकता है, because the rate of depreciation has already been provided to you. In this case, if you are having 1,000 ka difference, that means your answer is wrong. If you have got the same answers, you are fantastically doing good in the provision method also. किस चीज का स्क्रीनशॉट निकालना है? Aditi, cross verify your answer. These all are correct answers. हर्षद, आंसर करेक्ट आया वो अच्छी बात है, तो कंफ्यूजिया बहुत जाता है, इसलिए मेरा चमाट मारने का मन करता है तेरे को. Vaibhav, you have done the calculation mistake. We'll show it. Just a moment. Just a moment. In between, I'll try to search for one lecture and I'll be taking that additional lecture for solving the questions related to depreciation. The remaining questions related to depreciation. All right. So for now, for some time, I'm signing off and we'll be meeting after certain number of days surely. That's it from my side. For now, we'll surely be meeting very soon. Thank you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.